Objective Hydrogeology, multiple choice questions with answers. These are the collection from previous year's question papers, and I hope this is useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NetGate, GSI and other exams. Welcome to set 2. First question, founder of groundwater hydrology. Who is known as the founder of groundwater hydrology? Choices are A. Aristotle, B. Edward Mainzer, C. Edmond David and D. Todd. So the correct option is B. Edward Mainzer. Oscar Edward Mainzer, so he was an American hydrogeologist who has been called the father of modern groundwater hydrology. So B is the correct option. Next question. Meteoric water are typically A. Saline, B. Chloride, C. Bicarbonatic, D. Bisulfatic. So meteoric waters are typically bicarbonatic. Meteoric waters, they occur near the Earth's surface and are caused by rainwater infiltration. Their salinity, naturally it is negligible, and they tend to be oxidizing. Meteoric waters are often acidic because of dissolved humic and carbonic and nitrous acid. So this is from the atmosphere, although they may quickly become neutralized in the subsurface, especially when they flow through carbonate rocks. So meteoric waters are typically bicarbonate. C is the correct option. Next question. Units to measure radionuclides in water is A. Darcy, B. Microcurie, C. Ohm meter and D. Hertz. The unit to measure the radionuclides in water is microcurie. B is the correct option. Next question. Impermeable formation which neither contains nor transmit water is called as. So impermeable formation which neither contain nor transmit water. So it's a basic definition. A. Aquifer, B. Aquitod, C. Aquifuse, D. Aquiclude. So the correct option is it should be impermeable and it should not contain and it should not transmit. That is aquifuse. Aquifuse is neither porous nor permeable. These are not interconnected openings. So it does not contain water and so it does not allow it to pass through it. So a good example of it is any massive compact rock without any fractures. So C is the correct option. Next question. Water which has remained out of contact with atmosphere is A. Mixed water, B. Juvenile water, C. Connate water, D. None of the above. So the water which has remained out of the contact with atmosphere is connate water. Connate water is the water that is held in the pores of the rock or as a thin layer around the particles of the sand. Next question. Impermeable formation which may contain water but incapable to transmit is A. Aquiclude, B. Aquifuse, C. Aquitod, D. Aquifer. So any geological formation, so the correct option is A. Aquiclude. Any geological formation that absorbs and holds water but does not transmit to a sufficient rate of supply, such as springs and wells. So this is known as a aquiclude. A is the correct option. Next question. The permissible limit of sodium, that is in percentage, in groundwater for irrigation purpose is A. 20 to 40, B. 40 to 60 and C. 60 to 80 and D. 80 to 90. So the permissible limit of sodium percentage in groundwater for irrigation, this is maximum, it's about 60. So B is the correct option. As per the Bureau of the Indian Standards, maximum sodium of 60% is recommended for irrigation water. And Donin has classified irrigation water based on the permeability index. So here B is the correct option. That is the permissible limit of sodium percent in groundwater for irrigation is 40 to 60. So this has the question asked in assistant geologist exam. Next question. Type of water which exists in continuous film around the soil particles is known as A. Gravitational water, B. Capillary water, C. Hydroscopic water and D. Pellicle water. So the type of the water which exists as continuous film around the soil particles is capillary water. So capillary water is held in pores that are small enough to hold water against gravity but not so tightly that roots can't absorb it. So this water occurs as a film around the soil particles and in the pores between them and is the main source of the plant moisture. As this water is withdrawn, the large pores drain first. So the type of water which exists as continuous film around the soil particles is known as a capillary water. B is the correct option. Next question. The different levels in between the saturated water level and the surface of the cone of the depression is called A. Phreatic level, B. Piezometric level, C. Drawdown and D. Conical difference. So the difference in levels between the saturated water levels and the surface of the cone of depression is known as a drawdown. Drawdown is nothing but it is the lowering of the water table or piezometric surface caused by the extraction of groundwater, which is by pumping of the boreholes. So C is the correct option. Next question. An unconfined aquifer which occurs within the zone of aeration is known as A. Artesian aquifer, B. Perched aquifer, C. Aquifers, D. None of the above. An unconfined aquifer which occurs in the zone of aeration is known as perched aquifer. A perched aquifer occurs above the regional water table and is generally relatively small body of water with an impermeable base under which lies an unsaturated zone. So these are unique water bodies but not widely distributed and are not targeted for water supply. So B is the correct option. Next question. Water which is available to plant is A. Hygroscopic water, B. Pellicular water, C. Capillary water, D. Gravitational water. Water which is available to the plants is known as a capillary water. Capillary water is held in the pores that are small enough to hold water against the gravity but not so tightly that roots can't absorb it. So this water occurs as a film around the soil particles and in the pores between them and is the main source of the plant moisture. As this water is withdrawn, the larger pores drain first. So C is the correct option. Next question. An artesian condition of well will occur only when A. Piezometric surface is below the groundwater, B. Piezometric surface is above the ground surface, C. Both A and B, and D. None of the above. So the correct option is artesian condition of well will occur only when piezometric surface is above the groundwater. In the well, the water level is above the upper confining layer. If the water in the well does not reach to the earth surface, then the artesian condition exists. So rise of the water above the earth surface, it implies flowing the artesian well. So an artesian condition of well will occur only when the piezometric surface is above the ground surface. Next question. Geological formation which can transmit water in sufficient quantity to pumping well of a spring is known as A. Aquitard, B. Aquifer, and C. Aquiclude, and D. Aquifers. So geological formation which can transmit water in sufficient quantity to the pumping well of a spring is known as an aquifer. So this is a basic definition of aquifer. Aquifer is a body of the porous rock or sediment saturated with groundwater. So groundwater enters an aquifer as precipitation seeps through the soil. So it can move through the aquifer and resurface through the springs and wells. So B is the correct option. Next question. The unit of permeability in CGS system is A. Siemens, B. Poise, C. Darcy, D. Henry. The unit of permeability in CGS system is Darcy. The Darcy unit or milli-Darcy, in sometimes it may be used. These are the units of permeability named after Henry Darcy. And they are not SI units, but they are widely used in hydrogeology, petroleum engineering, and geology. So the unit of permeability in CGS system is Darcy. C is the correct option. Next question. For drilling groundwater wells in extremely hard formation, one should use A. Reverse circulation, B. Down the hole hammer, C. Diamond drill, and D. Cable tool drilling. So for drilling groundwater wells in extremely hard formation, one should use DTH, that is down the hole hammer. DTH or down the hole hammer method, it can be done on both hard and soft rocks and is extensively used in the construction and oil and gas and water well industries. And DTH equipment, it consists of a drilling hammer and a piston which is powered by compressed air. So as the drill string rotates, the drilling hammer strikes down the rock. So B is the correct option. Next question. If the discharge from the spring is throughout the year, the spring is known as A. Temporary, B. Periodic, C. Perennial, D. Artesian. If the discharge from the spring throughout the year of the spring is known as a perennial. Perennial means the one which flows continuously. Intermittent or seasonal means it occurs only when through a certain time of year when it receives ample water from springs or other ground surface in mountain areas such as mountain snow melting. Next question. Geysers are example of A. Periodic cold water spring, B. Periodic thermal spring, C. Periodic spring of both types, and D. Perennial thermal spring. So geysers are examples of periodic thermal springs. So B is the correct option. Next question. The unit of transmissivity is A. Darcy, B. Micrometer, C. Meter square per day, D. Henry. The unit of transmissivity is meter square per day. So, or meter square per second, or anything like it's a measure of the capacity of a saturated aquifer to transmit water horizontally. So, SI units are meter square per second. Next question. A stream receiving discharge from groundwater is known as A. Influent stream, B. Effluent stream, C. Antecedent stream, D. Subsequent stream. So, a stream which receives discharge from the groundwater is known as effluent stream. Effluent stream is a stream into which water is discharged from the groundwater reservoir. Sometimes it's also called as a gaining stream. So a stream receiving discharge from the groundwater is known as effluent stream, whereas influent means it's a losing stream. So it is a disappearing stream, and the influent stream or sinking river is a stream or a river that loses water as it flows downstream. So a stream which receives discharge from the groundwater is effluent stream. B is the correct option. Next question. This is the reverse of the a real question. So a stream recharging groundwater of an adjacent unconfined aquifer is known as A. Subsequent stream, B. Antecedent stream, C. Effluent stream, and D. Influent stream. So the correct option is D. Influent stream. So influent stream, or it's a reach of the stream that loses water to the ground and it contributes water to the saturated zone. So the upper surface of such a stream stands higher than the water table or other potentiometric surface of the aquifer to which it contributes. So influent stream, this is a losing stream, it's a disappearing stream. A stream recharging groundwater of an adjacent unconfined aquifer is known as influent stream. Hope you have learned some important questions and important aspects, topics from this hydrogeology, and hope you can explore geosciences and you can subscribe, and thank you for your time. See you in the next video. Your comments and suggestions are most valuable. Thank you.